In a previous video, I showed you 3 possible areas where you can be stung by getting transformed, also known as Power Query. And I'm back to show you 3 more areas where you need to move your hand, get it out of the way, because that stinger is coming. Now, why I'm doing this is because there is the teaching of something, and then there is understanding the real nature of how something works. Pitfalls, weaknesses. We have to understand that Excel is a tool, getting transformed is a tool. They have strengths and weaknesses. They should work in harmony. And my concern is that, yes, getting transformed does some wonderful things, but it's too easy to fall in love with, to want to domesticate it. But you can't domesticate a scorpion. You have to respect it. So as I go through this video, wherever you see that scorpion, get your hand out of the way. Here's our data. We've got reps across the top, regions in the second row. We've got these 3 months and then these values. The data is in a table, and it's just not easy to deal with this way. It's scrolling horizontally a long way. There isn't much vertically. It's easier to work vertically. But we would also like to be able to compare East, Central, the shared accounts, compare the months by the different regions. Hard to do right now. We're going to reshape this in getting transformed. All right. There's the cursor inside the table. Data from table. Now, one thing that I would like to do is turn this so that I have the reps vertically and then the months horizontally. Simple enough. Transform, transpose. And where did the reps go? We've got the regions, we've got the months. We've got this column 1 through 4 that's been inserted. Where did the reps go? I don't know. This is where we can get stung. We got to back up, get rid of this step where we transpose the table, and I'm going to demote the headers. We'll go here, click on this arrow, and use headers as first row. Now we got something happening. Okay, now transpose. Got it. There is our rep, region, the months, the values. Let's compare. Ayana, East, April is 45. Let's go back to the source. Ayana, East, April, 45. Excellent. That's what we wanted. But to not get stung, we had to demote those headers. Now let's do a little bit more cleanup. I am going to promote the headers because these are exactly what I want. Okay, use first row as headers. Boom, click that. Now I want to unpivot so that I can get the months and values in a column alongside the rep and region. Okay, rep, hold down the control key. Region, right click, unpivot other columns. Got it. Value, and let's call this month. And let's call this count. All right. Now, one thing about our data is the shared values are only worth 50% to us. So we've got to take the shared values. See this 104? It's got to be cut in half. We can do a conditional column. Add a column, conditional column, and we want to say if region equals shared, then 0.5 times, oh, I can select a column or I can enter a value. I can't do math. I have to pick something if I'm going to use a conditional column. So I cannot do that. Cancel. I have to manually go in and write an if statement. Custom column. Let's call it final count equals if region equals shared in quotes, then count times 0.5, else count. Yeah, that's it. That's what we want. Let's close and load this to the workbook. Home, close and load. There we are, 58 rows. And if we wanted to do a pivot table or some kind of analysis, it's easy from here. Easy. Now please pay attention to what's about to happen here. This really happened to me. And it took a couple of weeks to figure out what had gone wrong. Here is our previous data. Somebody has broken it up into 3 pieces. I don't know why, but I needed to be brought back together. Easy enough. One way to do that, open another workbook. New workbook. I'm going to start a query and import that data into this new workbook. Data, new query, from file, from workbook. Now I navigate to the file where the data is. And it's called reps on 3 sheets. Highlight the folder to bring in all 3 sheets. Edit. Okay. I don't need the name of the sheet. Remove. I'm going to expand this table. I don't want to use this prefix. We'll click OK. I don't want item, kind, or hidden. Remove, remove, remove. Looks like I've got my data. Let me promote my headers. Use first row as headers. But then I likely have these repeated because my data is all stacked up. Right, so I can get rid of rep. Filter out anything that says rep. All right. And look at this. It says 58 rows. We're back to our 58 rows of data. Now, close and load. I've got all of my data. And somebody comes to me and they say, Oz, I had to send you the spreadsheet back. Miranda, she was listed wrong. She really should be East. So here's the spreadsheet. Okay, fine. I've got it. I save it. I go back and I refresh my query. Right click, refresh. 80 rows. From 58 to 80 rows. That's not right. Something goofy is going on. Let's go back to the query. Edit. Let's look at it. After I refresh my preview, this tells it. Somebody has set a print area and is pulling in data in the print area in addition to the data that's already on the sheet. So it appears that we're pulling in duplicates. So what I can do, let's go ahead and filter out the defined name in the kind column. Okay, let's go down to the bottom here. Now we're back to our 58 rows. These are the things that I want you to watch out for. So please check out the previous video and those 3 warnings. You've got 3 more warnings here. And remember, move your hand so you don't get stung.